And after tonight, Purdue will head home to take on Maryland Sunday. So very uncharacteristic of the Big Ten to have an away and a home duel the same weekend. But that's what they'll have to do. So they'll take on Maryland on Sunday at Purdue.
Michigan State will remain at home to take on the University of Illinois Sunday as well.
So speaking of Illinois, they're actually taking on the University of Michigan as we speak, also on the Big Ten Network. So chin cup trouble for Shadaia. So breaking the action, we head back to the center of the mat. So Morrissey pushing the pace here, doing a good job off the ties, trying to get to his attacks. And now Morrissey looking for a swing single on that right side. Backs out, now looks for a dump with that overhook and a high crotch with that right arm. And Shadaia has to get some offense going. He's going to get in trouble here if he continues to back up.
Shadaia has done a good job sprawling on the shots from Morrissey. It's interesting to see where he'll go from there.
So if Morrissey hits one more shot, I'm guessing Shadaia is going to get hit with a stall call here. So there we have it with that shot. Shadaia gets hit with that first stall call, so he has to do a better job of staying in the middle of the mat, center of the mat, making sure that his heels are not pointed to the edge. So now Morrissey in on a double leg, looking to cut the corner, gets the 2 points for the takedown. So a beautiful shot gets to the corner. So now Morrissey has that chicken wing, looking to run it over, and Shadaia does a good job getting out of that.
He's got about 10 seconds left in the first period to make something happen from there. Does not look at it like it though as time expires on the first period, with Morrissey leading Shane Shadaia 2 points to none, and Purdue leading Michigan State 15-9.
So more blood time, and it looks like it's the top of the head.
It's an odd place to be drawing blood from.
You usually see that on a shot. So Shadaia potentially hit a shot, and as Morrissey's sprawling, you usually see teeth. It's tough to say, tough to see, but
teeth or even possibly a chin.
Right to the top of the head. So Shadaia takes a seat next to Coach Sam Wendland.
As we're going to take a break for a second as they attend to Shane Shadaia. Welcome back to East Lansing as Shane Shadaia had his head taped up there. Had some blood coming from the top of his head as we resume wrestling.
And that's in a bad spot. It's going to be tough for him to continue this match. So don't be surprised if we see one more blood time. And Morrissey gives up the escape, so Shadaia back on the feet. So Morrissey looking for that Russian tie on that left side, so he continues to push the pace with this. And keep in mind, Shadaia has been hit for stalling, so backs out of that. Now hits a swing single, and Morrissey has a cradle locked on that bottom leg. So this is trouble for Shadaia.
Nothing yet, though. Nothing yet.
No two, and Shadaia smartly bails out instead of giving up the 6 for the 2-point takedown, 4-point near fall. Smartly just gives up the 2 points for the takedown. And Morrissey goes back to work on his feet. Or excuse me, on the top position. So now that head wrap slides off of Shadaia, but Morrissey right back in on that Russian tie, has his right hand gripping the right wrist of Shadaia and switches to a double, and now Shadaia comes out, squares his hips up, has an over-under situation here with his back to the mat, does a good job of circling to his right to push Morrissey to the out-of-bounds line.
As time expires out on the second period, Morrissey leads Shadaia 4 points to 2. Looks like Morrissey has elected to go down in a defensive position, Eric.
So Shadaia starts on that conventional right side, switches to the left side, and this is where we saw Joe Johnson getting himself into some trouble. So Shadaia doing a good job here riding on top. So there we have more blood time.
It's interesting to see where. I can't pinpoint if it's at the top of his head that the blood's coming from or the back. You could see the slip that they placed on him was placed kind of at the intersection of the top and the back. So if you look at the upcoming schedule for Michigan State, we said that they have Illinois this coming Sunday, 14th ranked in Illinois. I mean, that's a pretty intense schedule coming up. Looking 4 of the 6 teams ranked, especially with Penn State leading the pack at the bottom. #1 team in the nation, Eric.
So you close out November before you head into the Big Ten championships. You close it out with Penn State. Not what you want to see. You usually want to go into the Big Ten championships with an out-of-conference opponent, so you have more of a positive attitude heading into it than you would after wrestling Penn State. But Penn State's doing a tremendous job this season.
As you mentioned, that Tony Ersland for Purdue, excuse me. You got the chance to speak with the Purdue coaching staff actually before.
Yeah, and they're excited about the future. Just coming in the second year, the toughest thing right now for them is going out and competing, trusting in the system is what their coaching staff said. And it's tough because a lot of these guys were not recruited by Ersland. So Ersland's working with individuals who he didn't recruit, but he's doing a good job continuing to grow this program. And I can tell you what, they're doing a lot to get out of the bottom half of the Big Ten, and they have one of a top 10 recruiting classes coming in next season.
You mentioned that competition, the Big Ten. We have had phenomenal wrestling come from the Big Ten Conference this year.
Every year, the Big Ten continues to place, to get All-Americans on the podium, and that's the goal. Not only are they doing it at an individual level, they're doing it at a team level as well. We've seen Penn State win the previous 4 national titles before Ohio State won it in 2015. Dating back before that, it was Iowa winning multiple NCAA titles in a row. So the last person outside of the Big Ten to win a national championship was Oklahoma State. And they're looking to get on top of the podium this year.
Time is running out on Shadaia. Morrissey takes the 5-2 victory, adding another decision 3-point.